We are live.
We are live and we're together. Yay.
All right. Hello, everybody. Hello, Maree.
Hello, Elisa.
Hello, Jazzy, up in the etheric world.
He is, and he said he'd come through, and he did come through the other day as well. So, yeah, he's hanging around. So we can still tune into Jasper. So,
oh, fantastic.
Yeah. So it just means I didn't have to lug 3-kilogram head halfway around the world with me.
Well, luckily he can astral travel like no one can.
Exactly.
Oh my God. Lucky. So Maree's here. She's visiting, and believe it or not, we were able to manifest a launch today. So Maree, I want you to tell people what was it like for you to see a launch?
Well, I just know we never, ever would see anything like this in Australia. It's just way out of our realm. And so it was quite incredible because it was fantastic because Elisa, myself and Carol went down to the beach at sunrise. And so we saw the beach virtually empty apart from a few birds and a man on a bicycle, as you do on the beach, and something else. And then when we came back for the launch, which was at, about 20 to 2 in the afternoon, the beach was packed. It was unbelievable all the way up to where Cape Canaveral, the actual, centre is.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. So we managed to get a really good little spot on a bridge, and it was just amazing. Just, everyone was excited. Like, even if people had seen it before, they were still so excited about this amazing launch. And yeah, it was just like, what's it going to look like? And apparently there's a sonic boom, apparently. And I was going,
well, when the booster comes back.
I didn't know that.
Sonic boom. Yeah.
I thought it was going to happen when it took off, and I went, oh, it's taken off, but there's no sonic boom. Oh, okay. So I got a really nice little video of it, and I had binoculars with me, which was amazing, because then after about 5 or 6 minutes, the booster comes back, and it was unbelievable. I saw it actually coming down through the trees with my binoculars. It was unbelievable. So good to see. I think it's been definitely a huge highlight. It will be a huge highlight of our trip. So, so it was just amazing to see. It was just, and Elisa kept saying, right, we're going to manifest a launch for you. We're going to manifest a launch. And this was actually probably one of the better ones to have.
Yeah, absolutely.
So amazing.
Yeah. So, it's all been happening quite beautifully. And, and I want you to tell your story about what happened to you, with the manifestation and the test and everything of coming here.
The plane, yeah. Well, it was interesting because Carol, my friend, lives up North Queensland. So she'd been in Brisbane. So she came to my place. But the minute she stepped in the car, I went, oh, my God, everything's going to synchronize so beautifully. Anyway, towards this trip, we had like a night and then going the next day. And it was so interesting. So we got everything finished, got up to Brisbane, stayed the night, and then we went to get on the plane, and we got this. This is really weird because you guys are meant to be flying not to Orlando today, but to Mexico tomorrow. And I was going, okay, now this is interesting. And so, we just had to go through a process of where at first they were saying it was the company that actually booked the tickets. It was their fault. We had to ring them, and so they were going, no, it's all coming up fine. And so we went back to this airline, and they said, oh, we've realized that your names have been switched for your tickets. We found out there was a few other people it had happened to, and I kept getting the word computer. I went, there's been a glitch. There's been a computer glitch. And they said, it doesn't matter. There's lots of seats on the plane. So I went, right, no matter what, we're going to get on it. Now, meanwhile, I'd been asking my beautiful, divine, internal God, okay, what's going on here? It's like, it's fine. You'll get on the plane. And I went, okay, I'm trusting that. And so it was amazing. Carol and I just responded with whatever we needed to do, stayed positive, stayed happy. And I was going, I kept saying, oh, just give us an upgrade then, once we get on the plane, because this has been, a bit of work. And in the end, he put us sort of down the back where there was lots of spare seats. So we ended up getting 3 whole spare seats together so you could lay down and sleep, because it's a very long flight. So it was amazing, but it was actually not reacting and just trusting and responding. So for me, it was almost like a test of faith that, this is going to be fine. And I really trust that voice now. So I went, I'm going with that. I'm actually knowing that we are getting on that plane and everything is going to be fine.
Yeah. Do you think we're being tested more lately?
I do, and I feel it can be over like that. Like the other thing that happened was the night before we were actually coming up to Brisbane to stay to get the plane in the morning. my phone wouldn't charge. I went, oh my God, is it my phone? Is it my charger? I didn't know. And I went, so, I thought, I could really panic here. I went, look, if I have to buy a new phone, I buy a new phone. I'll just get them to help me transfer everything over like the day I'm meant to be leaving. And it was going to be my one piece of connection to all my Airbnbs, to everything. And so we went in there, and Carol's funny. She goes, if they're under 30, they'll fix it. So we went in there, and they were amazing. And it was because I live near like the canals, which is salt water, things tend to erode. So in the end, I went, I'm so grateful it happened last night, because now I could buy my new charger point, buy everything I needed, and it would be fine for the trip. So again, I just went into gratitude for actually being able to get it fixed, and it didn't happen on the plane or in the US, because it would have been a lot harder for me to get that done.
Yeah, and what I'm getting to is that it's important, like when we get into a mode of when something like that startles us and that comes and it hits us like a freight train, how we react is critical to the outcome. So if you react getting upset or worry, then it gets to get complicated. And even though you might end up going to where you need to go, it's going to be a lot more painful than if you get into gratitude, of thank you, we made it, blah, 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 in your head, see it, create it. So spending your time into the outcome you want, instead of spending your time in fear, manifesting something you don't want to manifest even more.
Yeah.
So I thought it was a great story to talk about.
Yeah, absolutely. And, I'm really grateful because my friend Carol, she's also really calm, cool, and collected in situations like that. And so together it's just like, oh yeah, we'll get through this. There's always a solution. We'll always find our way through. So it really helps.
Yeah.
Being with people that are like that as well.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah. So
that was like just little testers,
mm-hmm.
And yet we've had so many other beautiful synchronicities, for the trip. So it's like, well, you got to have a balance, don't you?
Yeah.
you got to, have your little learning times as well, or your experiences. I call it the adventure within the adventure.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's beautiful. So today we wanted. Well, I really looked at to see what do we have to talk about, what's going on, what's happening. I really wasn't finding anything interesting to talk about. So definitely, if you want us to, if you have questions about what's happening in the Matrix right now, you go ahead and pop them in, because we really don't have a whole lot to talk about. I do want to, I do have one question which we talked about, and I want to ask this question before we move on to the other thing we were going to do. But so what is the deal with Elon, people burning Teslas? And so is this coming from the deep state trying to create like hate against Musk, almost like to create, like, get them going, get them egged up, get them to react?
It's just, I hadn't heard about this at all.
Yeah.
So, and where, can I ask where you heard about it, Elisa?
Well, I was looking for answers for stories
and it
to
came
talk
up
about
in like normal news sort of thing.
Yeah. And also a friend of mine from high school also had posted about how people were like, mad about Tesla and whatever, and it's all about hating on Musk. So I wanted to understand if it is indeed just people losing their shit, or if it's started with the usual Soros riot thing.
And it's interesting. So, do you know if it was their own Tesla cars they were doing?
No,
it was other people's Tesla cars.
And then I did see that some celebrities were putting on their Instagram that they were trading their Teslas in.
Interesting.
So so Kathleen says like people are keying Teslas on the streets.
But they have cameras on them.
them.
Yeah, that's pretty funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
So,
okay, let's just find out if this if this is coming from an authority like that has actually started it and tried to whip up some excitement.
Yeah, absolutely. So I thought it would be interesting to see what happens there. But really, I haven't found anything else to talk about. So please feel free to put your questions up here.
Interesting. This is so interesting. Yeah, I'll show you. I just want to get a third card here to actually, I think it's that one. Yeah, that's hot. Oh, love it. So the first card up is the Hierophant. Now, the Hierophant to me is always around authority, around someone that is in authority and does have an influence on a lot of people. So I thought, okay, this is interesting. This could be like, you know, there's still going to be a couple of little Lone Rangers out there, isn't there, from the deep state? So, but what it's doing, see, that Fool card is telling me that we all know we're going into this whole new way of being, but people don't like it. A lot of people don't like having a better life, literally. So they don't like what Elon's doing with Trump. They don't, if that, you know, they've probably got Trump derangement syndrome to start with, let's face it. So this says that they're quite easily stirred up if that's what was going on. And this new world that's coming up, because it's when they do actually finally get there, they're going to realize how amazing it is. And it's going to be really hard to think about the actions they've taken against like a Tesla to prove that, oh, we know that he's bad, he's evil. I've heard this from some people.
Well, I forgot about this. I passed by the Tesla dealership the other day, and they were like a good 50 people in front of the dealership saying Musk is evil, Musk is this, Musk is that.
Well, and you know, and because I think people don't like, he's quickly come into a lot of power. All right, like he's always well known. Everyone knew, had a lot of money, had a lot of power. But I feel he's come into this whole new level of power, and people don't like it. And so there's always pushback against people that tall poppy syndrome. Have you heard of that? Mm-hmm. So in Australia, we have it really quite badly. It's called tall poppy syndrome. So people that do really well and succeed, other people want to cut them down so that they actually come back to like our level. So this is what we call it. It's a tall poppy syndrome. You're standing out above the other poppies. So, and I'm just getting goosebumps as I'm saying that. So I really feel that this is, people are perceiving him now as having a lot more power than what he's ever had. And so, well, how can we demonstrate he's evil? You know, he's got power, man. Yeah. He's got power for a reason. And we know it's number 2. We know it's not the original. Yeah. So, so that's what I'm getting. So, so if anyone else has got any sort of ideas or comments or perspectives, pop them up.
Yeah, definitely. So Barbara has a question. Ooh, I think it just went. There we go. It moved right when I was gonna. Okay, so someone said Elon is working on anti-gravity vehicles. Is that true?
Well, I think they've been around for a long time, Barbara. You know, it's interesting. I think definitely it's been in the ethers, like it's been used and we just haven't seen them. Because I remember when my friend's little boy, and he said to me, Maree, why don't we have cars that just anti-gravity, that just float above? And I was going, I know, right? So kids or people were tuned in, especially the ones that are really intuitive. So I believe these have been around for a very long time. But we can look at that and see if that's going to be like on the very near agenda for us all. Wouldn't that be amazing? Not having to replace your tires every however many miles. So,
or put oil in the car.
It's been worked on. Sure is, Barbara. So that 8 of Pentacles always tells me that they're working on something, but the majority of it's been done. So can you imagine, like with this whole new philosophy that Mr. T has of bringing back manufacturing into the US? I mean, this is just something they'll just slot on in there.
Yeah.
So I don't feel it's going to be a long time coming, this sort of stuff. I reckon the fairs that he's got planned, you know, these fairs.
The world fairs.
Yeah. I believe that that's when a lot of this stuff will start coming out. You know, and we've got the 2 of Wands. So to me, this is about creating a balance through action. So everything's got to happen in right timing. And we've talked about that before, where it's not too overwhelming for normal everyday people. Yeah. Floating cars? Are you serious?
Yeah.
Jetsons?
Wow. Yeah. We're late to the party.
Yeah.
Late to the party. All right. So before we proceed, so you guys have more questions, put on the chat. We unfortunately missed seeing Katerina on yesterday, right?
Yeah, it's only yesterday.
Yeah. So we're so grateful that she tried to come to Lake Eola, and we just literally left as she was coming in, and we missed her. So we wanted to make it up to her and give her a reading. I know she's on the chat. Hopefully she's still on the chat, because I know she was on at the beginning. So do we need to get her approval before we proceed?
It might be better. So yeah, so Kat, if you would like me to do a few little cards, tap into the higher self and see if there's any messages that come through for you today. If you're on, just pop a comment in there and go, yes, please. So, and thank you for your beautiful warm welcome. And from you and everyone, it's just been really lovely.
Yes.
So yeah, do pop it on there, and then I'll happily do a little connection reading for you if you'd like that.
Awesome.
So
okay. So good. So that gave us some time for questions. I thought I saw another one before this one. Wasn't there? Oh, the sinkholes. Where is the sinkhole one? Here it is.
Here it is. Yeah. Yeah.
I'd like to know about the sinkholes in New Jersey. 2 on I-80, 1 at the shore, another on I-2. Not normal at all. Interesting.
It is interesting. Yeah, sinkholes have always intrigued me. I don't know about you.
Well, now that I know what
is
happening in the world, now you have to really figure. I mean, it to me, it makes sense, because there's a sinkhole in Winter Park that has been there for 40, 50 years.
Okay.
And I can see how water can start eroding underneath, the people not knowing, and eroding the dirt out. So, I mean, it makes sense to me, but you know, if these sinkholes are suspect or they're near each other or something, I could see why.
Yeah. So
we can ask.
So what do we want to ask? How do we want to ask that?
Are the sinkholes in New Jersey?
New York or New Jersey?
New Jersey.
Oh,
New Jersey. On I-80 and I-287, were they created?
Okay, so was there something that actually made them happen? All right, fair enough question. Let's just go in and see what we can get. That one wants to come out. We've got a yes straight away, because that Ace of Swords, and it was hot and tingly. So that card is definitely going, yes, there's definitely something going on underneath there that has created them. So there's something more going on than just water or whatever.
Okay.
That's what the cards are saying. So yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, good intuition there, Maree.
Yeah.
For sure. So you were right. It's not.
Yeah.
Not normal. Okay, very cool. So, Paula, I heard someone that Prince Charles is coming to the U.S. and Trump is going to sign us up to become part of the British Commonwealth. Can we draw a card for this? I saw that.
Me too. So, I giggled a lot.
Yeah.
I love it. It's so good. Thanks for bringing it up, Paula.
Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah. So, and I think it was a tweet or whatever, a post from Trump himself. So, I mean, I think that asking the question, is it true or real? It's real, because it was on his, right?
Yeah. I think he did it very tongue in cheek. It was almost like saying, well, hey, this is what's really been going on. We might as well just give ourselves to them openly, because it's been going on behind the scenes anyway. They never won the WAR. Yeah. It was, so I don't know, but so what? Let's ask what he's alluding to. You know, what's the next step, I suppose, with this? Yeah.
Well, what do the cards want to tell us about this whole discussion?
Yeah, I love that. That's good. Okay. Oh, that one's hot. Come back here. Yeah, you're hot. Okay. Ooh. Excellent.
It's interesting to see Maree doing this while I'm here, you know, because it's stuff that you're not seeing when she's on the other side of the pond.
Yes, this is how I do it at home. So, Oh my gosh, this is amazing.
Wow.
I know. So the first card up is our Queen of Pentacles. Now, whenever this one comes up, it means something's been really contemplated in reality. So I feel this is bringing up for people to see what's been going on in reality. This is little tongue-in-cheek comments like that. They're not done lightly. And Queen of Swords, she's someone that is very straight up, that speaks truth, that can tell the story very clearly. Then we've got our King of Swords. To me, this is the master of planning, the master of storytelling. So this tongue-in-cheek thing that Mr. T was doing, I feel with this, was to bring to people's awareness, maybe US has never been free of the Commonwealth, actually, at the end of the day. So I feel it's going to come out, but it's coming out in a storytelling. So people have to ask questions and contemplate what it all means. It's fascinating. I don't know, that's what the cards are saying to me. So if anyone else has some ideas, again, love to hear your comments. Throw them in. It's just
Yeah, somebody told them on the chat.
Oh, good. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, no, wait. We got one before this one. Nell was asking, is David Wilcock doing the anti-gravity airplanes?
It's a really good question, Nell. It's so interesting because I remember years ago when I used to work with general, what do you call them here? GPs, doctors, the general doctors that work with people in the community. One of them was very close to this engineer who had invented magnets that could actually fly a plane. So they were trying to find, this was years ago, trying to find a company that would actually help them to build it and to get it out. They couldn't. They got told to put that back down and they get into trouble. So it's interesting that the technology, again, now I believe has been around for a long time. It's when is it going to be presented? Because there won't be the restrictions allowed. That's a much better word. So, but we can ask if David Wilcock will be the one that sort of maybe helps bring it out to the public. I don't know. Let's just find out if he'll be a big part of that. Is probably the best way to ask it, maybe. So
interesting.
Yeah, it's really interesting. You know, I also feel this is why they've got someone like Elon Musk up in a very powerful position too. Yeah. So let's just see though if David Wilcock will.
Well, it's good that Elon is there just because he's big on technology, and we're moving into an AI/technology world. So having him is I think a big deal.
Interesting. Okay, so this is really interesting cards that I'm getting. No, it's funny because I was getting almost like no, but the Emperor card came up. So I thought, okay, are they putting this David Wilcock in a position of like being an emperor around this sort of stuff? And then a strength card. So are they going to, is he going to be a huge strength in this? And then I got my Furphy card. So I love this Page of Swords. So to me, this is someone there's a little bit of truth in there, but it's not actually the full story. It's like the story's gone off track a little bit. So they could make it look like someone like him would bring this out, then all of a sudden it'll just go dead in the water, and So it's like I feel that they're going to get the word out there through these sort of people, and because a lot of different people follow a lot of different people, right?
Yeah.
So that was really interesting cards to get.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Okay. Good question. So the next question is from Nicole. I'm interested to ask about the speed of things. Is it for a gentle approach for the less awake, but is it hindering the ultimate change?
It's a good question, Nick. Hello, Nick, my little dream buddy. How are you? Okay, so how can we ask this one? Is it? Oh, okay. So what I'm just getting this little download is, it's like most things have already happened in reality.
Yeah.
So it is actually just the presentation to the masses, I suppose is one way to put it. So let's have a look and see if it's going to continue on this gently sort of presentation. Ooh. Yeah, so the King of Wands has come up first. Now, to me, this is the master of taking action. So it's part of the plan. You've got the King of Swords who actually has the plan there ready to go. So this aspect of it is the taking the steps. I feel it's honestly, I don't know. I think sometimes I'm going to actually wait till I get some cards, but I know what I'm getting, so I'll just see what happens with that. One's really. They planted these seeds. That 7 of Pentacles tells me they planted these seeds a long time ago and have just been waiting. So I do feel it has been this more softly approach, because that's time. That's time for things to come through. So yes, it's I don't think it's going to matter how long it takes for for us to find out, because it's already happened. The sun. It's already happened. We got the sun card. Yay. It's all good. It's all fine. There's something new, and it's all there, ready to go. So Nick, I don't think it matters if I don't think it will hinder the ultimate change. It's already happening, and because we know it's happening on a frequency consciousness level as well, this isn't just happening in our reality for no reason. It's because we're all going through this beautiful big frequency change. So I think it's perfect divine timing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
All right. The next question is Alina Hava, one of the presidency counselors, now intern DOJ for New Jersey. Are they finally going after Governor Murphy?
So sorry. So
I imagine that Governor Murphy is New Jersey's
because they're governor blue usually, aren't they? Oh, is he the new one? I don't know. So
I don't think so.
Let's have a look at this question again. I'm a little bit confused.
Yeah, don't worry about the first part.
Okay.
Yeah, right. Are they finally going after Governor Murphy? Basically, is the question.
So publicly, are they doing it like on that public awareness level?
Yeah.
So, all right, now I'm with you. So because they may have he might be a number 2 as well, and they might have already done whatever they needed to do with him, or he could be playing a part, which is what a lot are doing. So let's just see if they're publicly going after this Governor Murphy. Oh, that one looks to come out. Is it that one? No, it's that one. Yep. Justice looks like it. I can't really get much more of an answer than that one in this situation. Card. Yeah, so I would say that, this is like justice coming to play. Judgment. That's our answer, kiddos. We got justice and judgment. Look at this. Yep, so, people are going to wake up and feel vindicated, I guess. For whatever, I don't know who this person is or what they've done, but there is definitely something going on that's going to come out publicly. So, yeah, 5 of Swords. It's going to cause a lot of minds to change. It's going to cause a lot of probably questions in people's minds as well, because 5 is change and the sword is the mind. So it will create a lot of people going into a spin. But they're already doing it. That's what I'm getting.
Oh, there's Kat.
Oh, Kat's there.
Yeah.
Hello, everyone. Okay, cool. So should I take that as a yes?
So maybe she missed it.
Maybe she
did. We were going to give you a quick free reading because we missed you in Lake Eola, so we wanted to make it up to you. So we need a yes, like you're okay with it.
So that I get full permission just to be able to tune into your higher self and to pull a few cards and see if there's any messages for you. That'd be really cool. I'd love to do that for you. Yes, you would. Yeah, thank you so much. Okay. That'd be wonderful. So I'm really sad we missed you. It would have been wonderful to meet you yesterday. So, and Indy's decided to come in on your reading. It's so nice to be able to pat Indy on the show, because I'm always seeing his bum and his tail. So it's like, hello.
You came to support her on the reading, huh?
There we go. You're going to help out with this one. Okay, nice. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to tune in, Kat, through my higher self to your higher self. Okay.
And he just laid down here in front of the computer.
He really has. Yeah. Beautiful. Okay.
She says she took a lot of pictures of the swans. I know, they were beautiful.
Beautiful. And turtles.
Beautiful.
Okay, so let's see. This is interesting.
And Lila, thank you so much for being here. I know it's super late for you, but we so appreciate it.
Okay. Let's have a look. Yeah, I'm not surprised this card has come up. This is the 9 of Swords. Now, to me, this means, I don't know if you've been having a few worries or whatever at night time, but you don't have to worry, okay? So whatever's been going through your head, if you actually have had some stuff going on, you can let it go, because what I was picking up when I was just tuning in, I always just get a little visual of what's happening in your energetic field and through your higher chakras, and you're definitely going through a shift, because I can see this. It's almost like etherically your brain had been cut in half, but it was gold. So this is like Christ consciousness that's really being activated for you. King of Wands, see, it's an action card and it's your master card. So it's a master of action. You're definitely being activated. So you don't have to worry. So if you're feeling like you're a bit uncomfortable, or even if your head's been a bit sore or whatever, tingling, don't worry. You're just going through a shift. Everyone is. And this is why these readings, they always usually ring true for most people. So, and I'm getting one just down here. I'm getting, Ace of Swords. It's just confirming what I've been seeing for you energetically and what's coming through. And you definitely don't have to worry. Just remember to keep breathing. Don't think there's something wrong. Don't try and find a problem, because there isn't one. This is simply a beautiful consciousness shift, all right? So whatever just helps you to stay balanced and calm and settled, just do that. So, because it won't be for much longer. It's a really big shift. And yeah, like I said, don't be surprised if you do get some headaches and things going on, because the Fool card, I love this. You're going into a whole new way of being, and have that leap of faith. Take that leap of faith and just know you're going to be caught. Like there's probably a little ledge under that cliff that he's jumping off. So have that faith and just know that everything will just work out beautifully for you. So yeah, so I don't know if you've been feeling a bit stressed lately. You don't have to be. It's okay.
So Layla says, I'm trying to trust the process, like Elisa has been teaching. Yeah, absolutely. But let's just trust it. Let's not try. Let's, like Yoda says, there is no trust. There is no try. There is
only being, doing, whatever.
Whatever, yeah.
So, just even drop into your heart and just get that real reassurance from that beautiful divine presence that is within all of us. And just know, it's all okay. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that's what I got, but it'll probably very much be pertain to a lot of people at the moment. I know I'm going through a shift. No, Lisa's going through a shift. So
you're
not alone.
We all are. Yeah.
So yeah, it's
yeah. So thank you, Kat. Thank you so much.
Kat.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So yes, there you go.
All right. So I think the next question was about free energy.
Mm-hmm.
No, it was about time. Somebody was asking something about time.
Layla.
It's time quickening.
Yeah.
Mom has home care help Fridays, and these Fridays are closing in faster and faster.
It's so cute. Isn't it funny, Layla, how we can look at our external world and it can show us what's actually happening within us? So to me, you're quickening.
I was just going to say that you must be raising your vibration.
You are raising your vibration. So your timeline's collapsing into a higher, it's a finer vibration as well. And when our Merkaba is activated, it's almost like we're traveling interdimensionally. So time just becomes completely irrelevant. So yeah, interesting. So I'd love to know, Layla, if you've been getting any light body symptoms, like if you've been feeling a bit nauseated, do you feel like things a bit dizzy, things like that? I'd love to know. Yeah. So, but yeah, let's find out if time is quickening as we perceive time. Because remember, time doesn't really exist. It's just so we get to have an experience here.
Right.
Yeah, so let's just see if time is quickening.
Well, wouldn't that be based on the person? Based on the person? No? Or is there a collective?
Yeah, it is. I'm getting a 6 of Wands. So in general, it is because we are. So yeah, so that 6 of Wands is definitely.
Collectively we are.
Collectively we are as well. So, that one's really wanting to come out and talk to us. Is it you? Yes, it's you. Oh, then we just got our big fat yes, Ace of Pentacles, and that one really wanted to come out and talk to us. So yeah, that's an absolute yes. So yeah, good job, everybody.
Yes.
Really good job.
Yes. Keep raising your vibration. It helps everybody, not only you, but everybody else.
Totally.
Yeah. Okay, so the next question we have from Barbara. A lot of people talking about free energy, but I feel it's been in use for decades underground. Tesla's towers being used, and they charge US power plants only transfer the power. Yeah, I mean, I bet you power plants are not, it's free for them, right?
Yeah.
That's the whole
joke.
catch.
Yeah, exactly. So I agree, but they have to have a show. They have to have like a.
Well, they have to get us our money, right? Because the whole idea is to keep us.
Yeah.
You know, paying bills and being slaves.
And we know that there's so many buildings still around where they actually drew ether in from around, and they used it as energy. We know it because they've left things like the Arc de Triomphe, which apparently is a battery, and there's quite a few around the world. So that would actually store a lot of the energy that was brought in through the buildings and the spires and the copper roofs. I mean, why would you put a copper roof on a building? It's a great conductor of energy. So yeah, I think it has been happening for a very long time.
Yeah.
And we will, I really feel that in our lifetime, we will know and go back to being able to harness ether as energy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
absolutely.
Yeah, definitely.
All right. Very good. So, this is a good question too, because this one is related. So, what did they find under the Giza pyramids? Is it the base for the free energy they used to have, or something else?
Okay. Have you heard much about? I know they've found things under it. What have you heard about it?
Oh, I've several people have sent it. Well, one person sent me the information, but then I saw several others when in the postings as well.
Okay.
And what they show is these like circular tubes, cylinders with like coils around them like that.
Interesting. Wow. I haven't seen any of that.
Yeah, underneath the larger pyramid.
Yeah. I knew there was something underneath because just even through meditations or whatever, it's like you were there. Like I was there, and so
yeah.
So let's just see. So is it free energy they used to have? Okay, let's have a look. I'll be really interesting to see what this card is. It's you. Yes, because I was getting, but I'm also getting partially. It was partially energy, but there was more to it than that. If that, So there was more reason for whatever it was than just energy.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's have a look and see. Yeah, see if you can find it.
What my friend sent me.
The Hierophant cards come up as well, which is really intriguing because this is the one where it's a person of authority that usually has sway over a larger part of the population or a particular type of population. So I feel there's something else going on there that was maybe still hidden from people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like it wasn't all just out in the open. Temperance, change, but it's very slow. Like we're going to feel like it's quite slow, this change of coming back to actually knowing what true energy is and free energy is, and that it's our very right. It's like breathing. It's our right to have it. So that's what the Temperance card tells me. There is change coming. It just might be slow. So yeah, I feel there was still a lot hidden even back in those days.
Yeah.
Back in those days now, however you want to look at it. So yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, okay, Layla. This is great, Layla. So she says, she's dizzy and feeling that I can't get to doing what I was going to do. So we were talking about, the light body symptoms, and everything is
like being, I don't want to call it being lazy, but procrastination and
I can't be bothered. I don't feel like it.
like I don't feel like it. Don't feel like it.
And that's okay. So if I get like that, I just don't. I just don't do it unless it's something so super urgent. But I'm just like, and it's if you're going through a shift and you just don't feel like it. But the dizziness and all of that as well. It's part of the light body symptoms.
Yeah. Well, I'm having more symptoms than that. I'm having all kinds of weird symptoms. But they were related to ancestral. Yeah. That's something else that you might not know, but there are a lot of ancestral things that are coming through to get cleared that you're not aware subconsciously. Because it was interesting. Maree did a session for me, and I tell people all the time, God will never judge you. God will never judge you. It's he, she, it is only love. And and then the subconscious was saying that I believe that God is judgmental. So I was like, what? And so we found out it was from ancestors that were feeling shameful about things that they did, and through there. So
and it created a pattern, and it was being held within the DNA. So there's a lot, and it's interesting because the Thunderbird card came up for you, and that's very much about lightning and shifting things really quickly and through the DNA, through the light body. So there is a lot of light body work going on at the moment. So don't be surprised if you're feeling a bit dizzy, or you're feeling like wiped out, or a few heart palpitations, whatever, they can really come through.
Yeah.
So
yeah, absolutely. And this question that Dennis is asking, we actually asked this question in one of the other shows that we had. And I believe what Maree said was that there was stuff underneath, but it was different than the obelisks.
I never remember what I say because I'm usually channeling. So I just rely on Elisa to remember what's happened.
Yeah. So,
well, isn't that interesting? They've actually now found things under the pyramid,
right?
There is
which
stuff.
is not the obelisks. It's these actual tubes with coils.
Yeah, so it's slightly different, but that's interesting, isn't it? So there you go.
Yeah.
Things do come to light sometimes.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So, what else? What other questions do you guys have?
Dennis is back on too. Again.
So Kathleen says, I agree, Lisa. Last week I had 2 dreams in a row that cleared up a past life relationship with 2 people. It explained a lot about my relationship with them in this life.
Yeah. And Kathleen, I'm finding that my dreams have been incredibly powerful still. Even just before I left, I had some dreams, and I know when a certain person's in it that it's telling me something specific, and very lucid dreaming, like I'm there, I'm going, and I know I'm dreaming. So there is a lot going on that's healing or being shifted, or we're being reminded about something. So something's being activated within us. So that's great that you're noticing that. That's really cool.
Yeah, for sure. So, okay. So this is a great question. 77 times wild. Did you ask about April 2nd yet? So Trump has been saying that that America will be freer, will have freedom. No, that's not what he said. Something to the effect like something big is going to happen on April 2nd, and that he didn't want to do it on April 1st because it's April Fool's, and he didn't want people to believe, that it could be a lie or whatever.
Interesting.
So, so definitely want to ask about April 2nd. Liberation Day. That's the word he used.
That's the word he used.
I knew freedom wasn't the right.
Does that come from some part of the Constitution, or does that come from the what was that 1776 thing? What was that? Like
Declaration of Independence.
Yeah, and also the river. They crossed some river, and it was like they won something. I don't know. Anyway, I don't know why that's coming into my head. So, all right, I can just ask if the cards can give us any sort of information on this liberation word that he's using for April 2nd.
Yeah.
See if it's
Liberation Day
going to have anything, that comes
let's
through.
see if the cards can tell us. It's funny. It cracks me up how you guys, freaking Aussies, know more history about the U.S. than I do.
Yeah, it's funny. We had to learn a lot of US history, which is really interesting.
What?
Yeah, we did. But I learned a lot more because I got really interested, obviously, in the political side, because I didn't understand what the sides.
Weird. Why would you have to learn about US history?
I just did. It's just how it worked.
Oh, I know. Kathy had a question. Okay, Kathy, I'll get back to your question. We're going to go visit.
So this one's April the 2nd. Is there anything that cards can bring up and show us that we're meant to know at this stage?
So, Kathy, I don't know if you've seen DeSantis. There's some videos I've seen on YouTube that DeSantis actually is getting rid of property taxes. So, I was not aware they're going up because I'm renting, but it'll be interesting to see how those two are connected.
This is so interesting. I'm just loving how Indy's just sitting here, just watching the energy of the cards as I pull them. So the first card out was a 3 of Wands. So we're talking of 3 of Wands. So we're talking about the 2nd of April. To me, this is definitely taking action about making sure something's going to be created for the future and letting go of the past. So there could be something that he comes out with that is very much for the benefit for the future, because we then have our Knight of Pentacles. Now, to me, he's a messenger. He's one of truth. He's talking about a reality that's happening. So I feel that there's going to be something that comes out about changes or things that have been done to create a better future. And then to confirm that, we've got the Temperance card, which to me is change. Sometimes it can happen. Again, don't expect this to happen like that. It might not be something massive, but it's a really big part of the plan for moving forward, for the betterment. So that Temperance card has come up. So it's about change. There'll be something definitely that comes up that's quite significant about change.
All right, scoot over a little.
Yeah, this way.
You're like on the edge of the video.
There we go. Is it better?
Yeah, that's better. Okay. So Kathy wanted to know about property taxes skyrocketing. Is there an intention behind this suddenly popping up?
Yeah, so property taxes. So you're talking about like rates and things. Is that what that would be? Property taxes are rates, like we call them rates. So it's like you have council rates. Yeah, so water rates. They call them water rates, council rates. So probably the same. Okay, I get the gist. So we'll go with that, Kathy. So yeah, let's have a look and see if there's any reason why they've been skyrocketing. Greedy little councils. Are the councils the one that get that? The money from your
property taxes is the county, I think.
The county, yeah, which is what we call councils. So county. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, let's just tune in and see what we can get. Oh, okay. Yeah, interesting, because what I was getting is, I'll pull a couple more cards, but the 7 of Wands, when this comes up, it's when someone or something or a group are trying to keep their identity or find their identity. And I think because everything's going up in price, it's almost like, well, we have to have all this money so we can whatever. And so it's almost like coming from a fear base is what I'm getting as well from the whether it's councils, county, whatever, that are putting it out there. It's like they're in fear of losing their power almost, or who they are. Yeah, contract. There's some sort of contract going on because the 3 of Pentacles has come up. I'm also getting there could be more to this. It could be making people aware of how much tax they're paying, because you know what might happen? I'm just going to, it's this one, I think, or this couple here that I want to pull out. There's another one that's really hot here. Yeah, it's you. Ha. I think this is a strategy because we've got our 7 of Swords. Now,
that's what I feel.
Yeah, it's what I feel too.
It's a
strategy. It's to make people go, what? Look at these taxes. This is disgusting. Oh, my God, it's like robbery. But the 5 of Swords there are the change. It's a plan. And the 2 in the back are the stable aspect. This is definitely a strategy.
It's going to make DeSantis look good because he's going to come in and be the hero.
Get rid of the, Queen of Pentacles. This is someone that contemplates their reality. It's going to make every single person that has to pay these taxes go, this is wrong, this is not fair. Then all of a sudden they go, oh, by the way, we're not only just getting rid of, salary tax, whatever you call it here, we're getting rid of property taxes as well. And everyone will go, oh, because, when you've gone to stress with something, it's like around taxes and finding more money, and then all of a sudden you get told, no, we're actually going to wipe all of that. That's not fair or right. Doesn't that just bring so much joy and elation to people and trust?
Yeah.
Oh, how can they have done that? That's amazing. That's the strategy.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Yeah.
So sorry, Kathy. Just keep on, just keep on manifesting. You.
All right. Will Australia have an election?
Oh, gosh. I think we should have an injection, not an election. Get rid of them all. Let's have a look and see. I don't even know when it is, Nick. Oh my gosh, I bet I'm probably not even there when it happens. I have no idea if they've picked the date.
Well, if it's this month, definitely
not
be there.
So I don't even know if they've picked a date, Nick. They might not have. That's why she might be asking. It's a good question. I'm going to presume that we're talking a federal election, so national. Okay. All right, let's just see. In this timeline, in 2025, in Australia, will there be a federal and national election that everyone has to go into? Well, people have to go and vote in. Why is that? Oh, that's oh my gosh. Again, it's a strategy card. We've got our 7 of Wands. So if they do have an election, it's a strategy. Okay, it's all part of the change that's going to be coming through. So we might have to put up with a little bit more of this rubbish, for just until things are in place.
More show.
Yeah. That's what this is saying.
It's like soap operas, Soap
opera. 3 of Cups. That's to me is my celebration card. So it's all like, it's okay. Yeah, I wouldn't take it too seriously. I don't take any of them seriously now because they're rigged and they're selections, not elections. We know that. Yeah, 5 of Wands. It's going to create a lot of people, I guess, their action cards, that it's change. It's like change. It's creating change through this action that's going on through the strategy. So, Nick, I think it's part of the strategy, and I believe it looks like there could be one. Yeah, no problem at all with that. They'll keep it going until they can change it.
Yeah. Oh, this is a great question, Katerina. What was the energy Maree picked up when you're coming to the US? How different is it from Australia?
It's a really good question, Kat. It's so interesting. Yeah, when the very first time I ever came to the US, I actually went to San Diego so I flew into LA and went to San Diego. I won a trip with work. And for the first 2 days I was there on my own. I just went a bit earlier and had some time there. And I was walking around and people were coming up to me going, "Oh, have a great holiday. Oh, are you going to the blues bars? Are you going to do?" I'm going, what is wrong? Have I got like tourist written on my forehead? Am I wearing clothes that are really different to everybody else? I could not for the life of me work out what was going on. I'd even sit down to have a coffee and like a blues player would come up, sit next to me and go, "Hey, come and see our band tonight. You're probably not here for long." And I'm just going, so I said, okay, what do I need to do? So I'm part of these people. I'm part of this energy. And I got told you have to ground into the energetic grid lines here. I went, yeah, because I hadn't been to the grid lines in this lifetime in America. And so I did. Next day, walking around like a local. No one even noticed me. It was so good. So I always do that when I've been back here now about 4 times. This is my 4th time back. But I haven't been to Florida. So when I came in, when we flew in, I always ground. But before I did that, I forgot to do it for the first few hours. And I noticed people were looking at me really weird. And I went, oh, I know what I haven't done. As soon as I grounded into this energetic grid lines, I felt fine again. It's really interesting. I actually felt like it's a really good energy here. Yeah, really good energy. Yeah, there's some weirdos, but there's weirdos everywhere.
Right.
There's some wonderful people, which is really lovely. So, but to me, and especially here around where Elisa lives, I just feel like I could be, in a way, back in Australia in some of the beautiful little country towns that are along the beach fronts. The energy is beautiful here. So, yeah. Florida energy is just gorgeous.
Yeah, it might be the springs as well, the springs that bring forth from the aquifer. Especially in the Central Florida area, they're mostly there.
It feels very light. It feels like very light energy for me.
It is.
And I'm really sensitive. And when we went to the markets at, what's it called? Eola Park?
Lake Eola in the middle of Orlando.
Oh my gosh. We, the trees that were there, we stopped because they were just so magnificent. And I could feel it. I went, oh my gosh, these are the most beautiful. It's not even just a vortex. It was like a traveling vortex, like in between realms. It was crazy good. And it was so beautiful. And you even felt it, didn't you? It was just magic. And I went, oh, this energy is beautiful. So the ley lines here I'm finding are really beautiful. So, yeah.
Good. Good. I'm sure there was not, and, what's it called? A coincidence that I felt I should take you to Lake Eola, right?
Perfect. It was so beautiful. And then there was turtles in the water and there was beautiful big fish and there was swans and pelicans. And it's so cool because we have similar birds back in Australia, of course, but they can look completely different. Like pelicans here have black under their wings. I've never seen that before. Our pelicans in Australia are completely white. So just it's little things, and you go, oh my gosh, look at that. And we heard a woodpecker and saw a woodpecker for the first time. There was all these beautiful birds, like red cardinals, and Carol's a real photographer, so she really notices things, which is awesome. A mockingbird, we don't get them in Australia. Beautiful, beautiful nature. It's really special.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, so that's a great question, Barbara. Did France really ask for the Statue of Liberty back?
They probably did it again, tongue in cheek, because we know what the question was before that, wasn't it? There was something that was said stupidly by one of the US senators, was it? And that was, and then this French lady said something back, really clever back to that comment.
Oh, yeah.
I can't remember what it was.
They can't have Lucifer back. I would love to give Lucifer back.
Take the intention back from it. But
take it back.
But I think there's been so much love and intention put into it that's positive now. It's like it sort of just nullifies all the rubbish that maybe their intentions were. Let's have a look. Let's see if that was true, Barbara. Even if it was tongue-in-cheek, let's just see if it really happened in real life. Yeah, I sure did. I sure did. That's the Three of Cups, which is a celebration card. Let's do this. They thought it was fabulous.
Oh, my goodness. They can have it back.
They can have it back. So, I'd say yes, they did.
So Kathy was saying how the census would then raise sales tax to 12%, which I rather do, to be honest. I rather get rid of people doing income taxes that takes them days, weeks collecting receipts and doing this and doing that. It takes so much out of their time. It's so stressful for them. Having a 12% tax on stuff, go for it. Right now it's 6-7%. So that's only going to go up 5%.
And from what I've heard and understood, who knows if it's true, it'll be only on new products and new items anyway.
Which should be. It should be on just the new stuff, right?
Yeah.
We don't tax the same car over and over and over and over.
No, that's right. And same with houses, same with all your big item tickets.
Yeah.
There won't be any taxes on it. And I mean, it was amazing because, like, hasn't Mr. T just said recently, it was said that he wants anyone that's earning less than 150K a year to not have to pay any tax at all. I mean, it's been said now, it's out there. So I think 12% is pretty cool just to keep the whole, the situation running. And
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so Barbara, property tax thing, the contract is people in USA bought the house, but truly not the land. It's tied to eminent domain, the power to take land if they want it.
I understand what you're saying, Barbara. We went through the same thing in Australia.
Is the contract that people in the US bought the house, not the land.
Yeah, and this is what happens apparently in Australia. I think the top below the top 2 inches is owned by the government.
Yeah, even the top 2 inches.
The top 2 inches below that.
That's funny.
And even a farm. And I remember when they started doing a lot of coal seam mining, they were wrecking like aquifers, and that really was messy there. And so this really clever farmer patented his land because they could just come in and do what they wanted. There was just no compassion for these farmers. He actually patented his land as an artwork. And he said, if you want to ring me and talk to me, I charge $1,000 a minute. You can ring me and talk to me. And they couldn't go near his land because he was so clever. He patented it. So that top 2 inches he had patented as a artwork, something that, so they couldn't touch it.
Wow.
But this is how ridiculous it is. They've also stopped printing out and giving paper ownership for houses as well. That stopped a couple of years ago in Australia. People have been trying to get their certificate of ownership, whatever. There's a name for it.
Yeah.
House deeds, I think they're called.
The deed, yes. The deed.
And they would, so I think they were doing them electronically. Now they're not doing them at all. You can't get anything from the bank to absolutely confirm that you've paid off your mortgage and you own your house.
Ooh.
Yeah. So think about that one.
Well, I know here, I'm a state national. In the state national meetings that they were having, they figured out how to get around this. but there was so much negative conversation every time I went that I had to leave. I couldn't handle the constant, oh, the government's on us. Oh, they're doing this to me. They're doing that to me. The cops did this to me. The blah, blah, blah. It's all so much negative talk that I was like, I can't deal with this shit.
Yeah.
So I left.
Yeah, you have to be with people that are into solutions.
But they have figured out, they were into solutions,
okay,
for sure. It's just the other part that I couldn't. And I didn't have a house, so I didn't.
Yeah, it wasn't really
there was no interest.
Your passion at that point.
Yeah.
No.
So, but
But Barbara's saying as well, like, I can't, that's amazing. They sold her grandmother's land out from under her when she thought she owned it.
She moved to her very
tiny house. Wow. How long ago was that, Barbara? I'd love to know. So fascinating. Yeah.
Wow. And especially if they do it to the really old,
I know,
they're not going to fight it.
They don't have the energy or the help or the know-how or usually the cash flow to even get legal help.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And again, you know, did they have a deed title for the land or the house they were in? That's it's fascinating, isn't it?
It is. It's crazy.
Crazy times. It's all going to get exposed. So
yeah. So that's it. We're out of time.
Oh my gosh, already.
That
it is too. That was so fast, right?
Yeah. Well, thank you guys for helping me with the questions. I really didn't have anything interesting to bring to the table. So thank you to all of you and for your help and your conversation and your support. And if you watch us all the time, please make sure to subscribe to our channel. We would greatly appreciate it. I know I've seen some, I don't look at our analytics because I don't really care about it. You know, we do this for fun. We do this for the love of doing something, you know, with each other, having fun, you know, and also creating a space for you guys, because that's important to us. Now more than anything, I think it's this space we've created of the unity, of the family, of the tribe. So yeah, thumbs up, give us thumbs up. Or if you watch all the time, and we would love to have your subscription, and so that other tribe members can find us.
Yeah.
So, all right. So, by the way, we are gone for a whole month because Miss Maree over here is a world traveler right now. And so we're going to come back the first week in May. Oh, no, because I'm going to the Vipassana retreat.
You are definitely
on the 7th.
going. So it'll be the week after.
Yeah, so it would be after the 17th.
14th? Or you're back?
What day do you back?
I'm back on the Tuesday. I think it's the Tuesday I fly back in, which is the Monday night.
Of what?
Of
the 1st of May?
No, the 28th, the 29th.
Oh, so we might be able to have like one show. But please pay attention because we want to do the Crystal Skull show, which means that bring your crystal skull. I want you live on the chat if you can. Please, please, please. And I wonder if people are missing this because it's at the end of the show.
Well, we can put up a notice, a notification. Yeah. And you know what I think would be amazing, and I've done this on the Dream Show a couple of times, is get people to join in. Like, we send them a link and they might have like 10 minutes or so talking about their skull and, you know, things like that. I don't know. I'd love that, is to have some interaction on the actual show. Would you be up for that?
Yeah, sure. Yeah. I'm open to whatever. I don't care.
It's fun. It's really nice having that. So, you know, if people want to pop on and we show the skull and talk about it. Yeah, great.
Definitely. Actually, they could show us what their skull looks like.
That's right.
And that's what I would love. And all of that.
And the energy that comes from it.
So, definitely bring your skull. So to the next video, we'll have the skulls together. We'll have you guys come on the video and show us your skull and the name and whatever else message they want to deliver. And then we'll connect them together around the world to create a grid. And we'll see what else we get, you know, downloaded at the time from the different skulls, right? So I'm so looking forward to this. So it'll be fun. So stay connected to me through the Telegram channel. All right, because you know I post some stuff in there. So please stay connected, and Maree can start maybe posting a couple of her pictures of her travels.
Definitely. That's a great idea.
Yeah, anything interesting. So, all right. So we love you guys. And Kathy, we'll see you tomorrow morning.
Yay.
And we'll see you in May. All right.
Okay. Bye.
Take care, everybody. We love you.